Kids. Yes.
Wait, are we still talking about the phone?
Yes.
She should have taken the phone.
So number one, I heard put the router off or internet off. Number two, should have spoken softer. Number three, she should have taken the phone off. I need advices from kids to parents. Kids to parents. What do you think mom should have done differently? Go ahead, Habibti.
Oh, I think they should have said like if you don't go do your stuff, then like I'll take your phone.
Consequence. So she should have warned them and told them, I think she did, by the way, if you don't do your homework, I'm going to take the phone. So she has to warn them first. So what's her name? Rimonda should have tell George or Dawood or whoever was there, if you don't do your homework, I'm taking the phone off. If you don't do your homework second time, I'm putting the internet off. And then the third time should have taken it. Is that what you guys suggest? Whoever agree, raise your hand. Kids. All right, 1 second. Let's get to the Wi-Fi after. What do you got? If you agree, children only. If you agree on what I said, raise your hand. So you don't agree. So tell me why. To talk to who? So tell me how. How would she should have talked to the kids?
She should have asked them what they were doing and if it was important or not.
So he said, I will be finishing my text. Huh? I can't hear you. Sorry,
Wait, can I?
Who's talking?
Oh, can I say something though? Okay. Communication and set like boundaries, like which one is more important, and then like, let's say if the phone thing, like you don't really know like what they're doing, but if you ask them and then they respond, and it's more important, then like set a limit.
all right. With what you have seen, do you think he was doing something important for 3 hours? No shower, no homework. I think she said something else. No Bible.
Yeah, but also like, wait, no.
All right. So let's get to another person.
I was gonna say like maybe they should be like, why don't you want to get up? Why don't
Okay,
you?
so that's a good question.
Yeah.
So Rimonda should have said why you don't want to go up. Tell me what you are doing, how much time you need, and if he or she, let's say one of you girls, said, Mom, I am texting a friend regarding the homework. How long would it take, Habibti? 10 minutes. Okay, in 15 minutes, please put your phone off. 15 minutes later, she comes and see you this way. Tell me, what should mom do? Take the phone. You agree? Anyone disagree now? You are the mayor of the group. I'm مش عارف اسمه. No, you keep saying, Michael, that shouldn't take the phone off. What do you think mom should do? If you are the dad or the mom, what should she have done?
She should have like told the daughter or like suggested that she should get off her phone so she doesn't have like stuff to do like later.
So that's what we said. So she gave her the excuse. She understood what the daughter or the son should have done. And then she said 15 minutes. 15 minutes later, I'm asking, should she take the phone? Most of you said yes. Yes, Celia.
She should take the phone, but also explain why she's taking the phone and say you have
Excellent.
to do this.
All right. So moms, give a warning, explain why, and then after the first warning, you can take the phone off. Mario, yeah. Mario.
It's not about just taking the phone away. It's the scenario is okay. Now she gave the warning. She took the phone. Tell them when they can have their phone back because
Yeah.
that gives them some sort of like.
Excellent. So when you take the phone, you have to take the phone for a certain period. You can't take the phone till eternity. So if you say, I'm taking the phone for 1 hour, or I'll give it to you in the morning. Now let's talk about the internet. Who said to take away the internet? Michael. Jessica? Justin. All right. Who thinks we should shut off the internet at the third time? Third time. So why not? Tell me why not. Yes. That's true. Okay.
Because most of our homework is online. We usually have our Chromebooks or our iPads, so turning off the internet will also not let us do
All right.
homework.
1 second. Keep the phone with her, please. Keep the microphone with her. Seriously, in front of the altar. Are you really, after 3 times of all this phone conversation with mom, you actually have homework?
Yeah,
Yes?
we always have homework.
All right. So why the homework wasn't done before? Procrastination. هم اللي قالوا مش انا اللي بقول. Procrastination يعني التكاسل أو التقاعس. It's a very big word they like to throw it at us, but at the end it's procrastination. Okay, so from the parents, because I think I didn't answer that question. What do you guys think? And I'll come back to the children. If we have to put off the router of the internet at a certain time at night when the homework is done. What do you guys think? Yes. Yeah, she likes it. Okay, who else? Who is against from the parents taking the internet down after say 11 p.m.? Yes.
Because they have another case, they use it for work or another stuff in college. It's not about middle school and high school.
Okay, so,
And they know, like,
all right, from the children point of view, what is the time you think internet can be dangerous? Seriously, I'm not here to pick on you, by the way. No, seriously, if you want to advise me, Uncle Hani, who I go from one place to another, seriously, do you think there is a danger of keeping internet on after a certain time of the night? I need advices, by the way. I'm not trying to pick on you. Yes.
Parental controls.
Parental controls. So keep the internet, but put the parental controls.
Or like, if it gets dangerous or something like that, you could like if it gets addictive, you could set time limits.
Set times. Okay. I think, forgot her name. No. This nice lady here. Yeah. No, you.
Jolene?
Yeah.
Me?
Yes, you said you want to say something.
I was gonna
We are
say,
talking about there is a danger of keeping the internet on all the time after everybody sleeps. What do you think?
as long as you don't have the electronics, like if you like sleep upstairs, then you should like put the electronics downstairs so you don't have like distractions.
Okay.
But yeah, like losing the internet can't do much because we have cellular data now. So.
Okay. Correct. Yes, Habibti.
I was gonna say it's kind of like what Faizi said, but I couldn't hear the whole thing. If you're like doing everything that you need to be doing, and you like your child feels themselves that they're not really doing like that, there's no reason. Like for an example, if for me, I feel like if like you turn off my Wi-Fi or something like that, I'm just gonna think about it more. So I'm just gonna want it more. But if I already like let's say sleep at 11 or 10 or something like that, I won't care for it. It won't be something that I'm constantly thinking about.
Okay.
You know?
All right. Any other opinions about this? Yes, Madam.
Sometimes after they have all their activity with their kids, they have work to do. They have things to prepare for the next day.
Yes.
I think إن ممكن أخذ التليفون منهم وأقول لهم there's a certain time till 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and you take
Okay.
the phone away, but not the internet. The internet, the parents more, they can use it after.
Fine. I haven't. Yes, Habibti.
Kind of like following what she said. I agree with what Tant said, but I would change it up a bit by not taking their phone away, but by adding parental controls, because you can block certain apps at a certain time, because we also need our phones during let's say you set an alarm, you would need that alarm. So not taking away their phones completely, but limiting the
Okay.
usage you could have.
By the way, this is very useful because I'm making the kids to say their opinion on how to be disciplined. So please watch out because this is very useful and I like very much their opinions. Hi, Marie.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Celine.
I think even if you do take the phones away, I think you should also replace it with something that can benefit the children as well, so they don't feel like
Like
it,
what?
like as a punishment. I don't know, like maybe like yeah, like soccer or like just I don't
Like
know,
sports.
sports, maybe like
Okay.
a book where you can read together as a family.
Very
like
nice. I
Bible.
like that. So now we are talking to a different level now. Rather than we keep talking about the negatives, what do you guys think we can do as a family in an interactive way? And Celia brought up the first thing, which is maybe we can read a book together. Some of you will say, no way. But by the way, came from the children. I didn't say it. What do you guys suggest to us parents we should do to become more interactive? Because if everyone looks at his phone or her phone or iPad, we become an uncommunicative family. Yes, Habib. Yes. Read the Bible together. So I suggest, now I have everybody in the room, in the church, maybe one evening, agree on a family evening. No phones, no iPads, half hour reading the Bible. What else we can do in that family evening? Yes, Habibti. You can speak.
My family, we do like a game night.
I like that. My family does the same. A game night where you all sit on the floor, you get one of those board games. There are plenty of board games, or you can do a Lego night or I know night, and every one of you can become responsible for 1 week, so you become creative. So for example, Matthew or Fadi or John will say, this night I'm doing a movie night. Next week we are going to, Celia is in charge, she says, today we are going to do a board game night. The third will do a cooking night. The idea of that is we become more interactive. I have it. Yes?
Okay. I was gonna say, for some like families, there might not be a time where they're able to do that. So I don't think it has to be like, oh, no phones at all, so that like people, or I don't know, like if I was younger, I would have been like, why? Like I would have just thought of it as a negative situation, you know? So maybe like it could just be normal, and it doesn't really have to be like something special. It could just be like, as you said, cooking, or like if you're just with each other, like, you know what I mean? Because some families don't have the time for that. Like because of
I
work.
don't understand actually.
Like because of work and school and.
What is that? Okay,
Like-
I think we are suggesting here, because some of you said it, not me, we need something instead of our phones to spend our time together. So now we are taking suggestions of how to make at least one evening per week. We eat together, we have fun together, we talk together, we read the Bible together without electronics. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. What else? Yes, Anne. Yeah, I remember your name.
I feel like sometimes it's hard to like replace your screen time with like something like an activity, because like when I go on my phone, especially at night, it's just I'm like so exhausted. I'm in bed and I'm just like scrolling. So it's like I either sleep or I'm on my phone because I've had a long day and it's just like I don't have any more energy to do anything else.
Okay. But I'm not getting the point. Are you trying to say that we should always have our phones every day?
No, I'm like really against that and I'm like trying to control myself, but I'm saying sometimes it's like hard for me to like let go of my phone because like I can't replace it with anything. I'm just like so exhausted. And
So what do you suggest we should do?
I don't know. That's like my question.
So I think we are trying as a group, as a family, to agree that, so nobody will say, why uncle so and so family does that and why not our family do this. I think if you guys hear each other, it's coming from everyone. We would love to talk to each other. Even the children are asking the parents, عايزين نحكي. They are saying we don't mind a night without phones. Of course, at 10 o'clock, now you want to see, catch up with anything happen, no problem. But until then, yes, حبيبتي.
Something that can like bring the family together spiritually, like if you see your family, like you're all sitting in the living room and like everyone's on their phones or watching TV or something, and you have like a lot of free time before you all go to bed, you can like stand up and pray together.
That's beautiful. Beautiful answer. And it's coming from the children. Please do not, as parents, ignore their opinions. See?
I have a question. Since parents and kids, we all agree that phones are not good for you and we need something to replace it. My question, and I think Anne's question, is for kids, it's hard to let go of your phone at night and like when you're left like and you're exhausted. So how can we replace it or do something that can benefit us at night when we're exhausted?
Yeah. So if you're asking me, I mean, I think reading a book while you are exhausted will be great. Listening to some music, whether tasbiha or something soft. I think if you want to watch something, you can watch some of CYC songs or a program that you have missed throughout the day. At least when we watch something very vulgar or very aggressive at night, believe me, psychologically even is not a good sleep night. So you want something that you close your eyes upon to be peaceful. Yeah.
The point, like, don't start family time at 10. For sure, we'll be exhausted. But let's say we'll do it Friday at 7 p.m. So we do it from 7 till 8 or from 7 till 9. It shouldn't be 2-3 hours. It could be like 1 hour or 30 minutes as a start. It's a quality time. We spend it together. We enjoy it together. Then you are exhausted. You can go to bed. Or
I didn't. If I misunderstood Anne's point, I didn't understand that she meant at 10 o'clock we start the evening. Actually, I understood that we are ending the evening at 10 or 11 because Dad has work the next day. All right, I want to move to a different point. The point about the video games, and I think it was happening before liturgy, if I understand the video right. Was that the gist of the movie? So the two boys were playing video games before they go to liturgy. And of course, they were going late. What do you think we should do about video games? I want to ask the children first and then ask the parents. Video games, good and bad, what to do about it? Yes.
So something my parents gave me is that like I have an account, so like they can set like parental controls for like games I can play on like my time limit. So like I can only play like every Saturday for like an hour or two.
Okay. So that's an example of a family. Yes, Habib. Go ahead, start.
I don't think video games. I mean, I think we should play video games, but only for a little amount of time because it is fun and the kids like it.
So give me an example of what you mean by little amount. I'm trying to make everybody learn from everybody because it's good that family X versus family Y, they will say, oh, it seems that they have that rule and it's working. Go ahead.
For example, like maybe an hour a day, like an hour and a half a day, only on the weekends.
Okay, very good. Yes, Habibi, you can just come closer because. Is that Poland?
No.
Jacob, sorry, I'm Shay.
So I think it's good for parents to actually not set a time limit for video games because if you put like trust and responsibility, so like what my parents did with me and my brother, they said, as long as you finish your homework and you wake up for school the next day, like I will leave you to set your own time. As long as you get your priorities straight, then you could use your own time for like whatever you want to do. I think that builds like a kind of trust and a kind of like, it sets like the responsibility motive for your kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't agree, but we will come back to that. Go ahead. Yeah, it's a good question. Yes.
So, so I think that there should be a time limit on. There shouldn't be a time limit on video games. Actually, I think it's better if the parents start training the kids to build a good habit during weekdays. For example, when they
Okay.
have homework, come after school, finish your homework, finish anything that you have, chores, activities, homework, anything like that, and then they have that maybe like I don't know 2 hour, 3 hour margin to be able to do whatever they want.
Okay. All right. And
Okay, I was gonna say, I feel like this is like a very mature level to be at. Like, if the kids, like, I think right now I'm at the stage that I should be able to control my social media time and stuff. But like, I still sometimes would appreciate the boundaries if my parents were to set that.
thank you.
And like, for example, Michael, my little brother, I like someone that's younger, I feel like to get to that mature stage, they need those boundaries to be
Yeah.
set.
Guys, let me just stop here because this is very important. There is a psychiatric disease now called VGA, video games addiction, or internet gaming addiction, IGA. Look them up. I am not making this up. This is now a psychological illness that doctors can diagnose you with. So I don't like at all the idea of leave them to do their chores and then they decide on their time. Wrong. Because they don't have the maturity level to decide what's good and bad. It's like somebody's taking the whole 2 liters of Pepsi and because he needs some sugar. No, there is a limit. That's why there is parents. Parents have to say when you're supposed to watch and when you're supposed not to watch, what is the limit to this and that. So because of this, we have to set up some limits. Nobody spoke about sports. Everybody's speaking about homework and chores. You have to have sports. If you don't play sports, nobody spoke about how video games will affect your eyes. There is something called sleepy eye syndrome, happened in COVID. Because during COVID, everybody, parents and kids, are in video games. And all of a sudden, they have very bad eyes and a hump neck because people are doing this. Neck pain, back pain, and increasing weight because people are eating snacks all the time on video games. So you forgot all of that. Video games is an addiction, can affect your eyes, can affect your spine, can make you increase in weight, and there has to be a limit. It's like taking Tylenol. You can't take every Tylenol in the house. So please, I start the discussion because it's very important. We don't let kids decide on how many hours. I appreciate the people who said certain number of hours. And if you don't want to set time, then I need to know there is sports or not, Bible or not, chores or not, homework or not. There may be at the end, there may be maximum an hour left, which is fine. But if I don't put a limit, believe me, there are kids doing video games in liturgy. So I'm asking all of you, what are you doing with your phones during the Quddas? If you are responsible, are you putting it off? Are you closing your internet and your video apps? Do you want your mom to look up your app and see which ones you use during liturgy? Because to me, during liturgy is more important than at home. And we sometimes ignore that. And because you don't like the person who's giving the ceremony, you start playing. But remember, you're in front of the altar. Okay? Anything else? حضرتك كان عندك سؤال. Yeah.
هو مش سؤال على الفيديو جيم، بس انا كنت عايز اقول على التايم. انا عندي 7 years old boy, 2 boys 7 and 4. فانا مخصص مثلا ساعتين before sleep ممكن نلعب فيديو جيم، ومش كل يوم. بس كنت عايز اقول حاجه about the experience for the games. انا ابني 7 years old شاف جيم معينه على اليوتيوب فقال لي هاتها، فاشتريتها. فلما جيت اعمل سيت اب للجيم دي، يعني اول دقيقتين في كميه كلام ما ينفعش يتقال وما ينفعش يتسمع. وانا يعني انا بقول ده لان انا ما كنتش متوقع ان الكلام ده يتقال في جاست ا جيم. اتس نوت ا موفي، اتس جاست ا جيم، وانا ما كنتش متوقع ده فلغيت الجيم ده. فحبيت اقول ان حتى if it's just a game في كلام معين بيتقال وفي حاجات معينه بتتقال جوه الجيم دوت يعني مرفوضه.
يا جماعه انا عايز اقول لكم ان نيويورك تايمز has a whole article about Fortnite. A whole article in New York Times saying it's addictive and is causing kids to become more aggressive and increasing violence. Fortnite is one of the most common games for adults and children, and it's very addictive. So please watch out. I am not trying to tell people not to do it. The second thing that nobody spoke of, but I think Baba Celia اتكلم عليها a little while ago, which is playing with the children, like the FIFA, or there is something called Common Sense application, where you can find the game that I can play with my children, which is a good time as well. One more comment and then we close. Somebody has, تفضل.
لو انا ما حددتش معاك هقفل فيه النت زي ما حضرتك بتقول، يبقى هم هيقعدوا يتحججوا لا اصل لسه ما خلصناش الهوم لسه ما خلصناش، فانت لما تحدد معاك هقفل يعني هقفل خلصت او ما خلصت.
اوكي. alright. اتفضلي مدام.
معلش هو حاجة سريعة ان it's very important that the kids and the parent they had limits زي كلنا اتفقنا عليه. and the games كمان في games زي ما حضرتك قلت انها في aggressive games. ده مش aggressive بس ده blood، يشوفوا blood و shooting with guns وحاجات كده. I mean like you set even the limits of the games.
I wanna end by تفضل حاجة. I want to hear another parent. Yes.
I just wanted to indicate that even the Fortnite that you were talking about, they are trying to fool the kids and the parents with claiming that it doesn't have blood, but yet it is aggressive and cause aggression for the kids.
And by the way, there is gambling involved, and if parents don't know, there is a lot of times they ask you to put a credit card. And if you don't know as a parent, you should be watching out. I am very sorry, I want to close the discussion. It's beautiful, but I want to mention one thing. And believe me, I didn't speak to your kids about it. So pornography is an addictive internet app. They are selling children. Most of these movies have Eastern European 15 and 14-year-old, and they make them look like older women. There is a major sex trafficking. By you watching, you are inducing more of this industry. Please watch out. We have marriages that are failing because the men started watching when they were 15, they get married at the age of 27, they are addicts and they can't stop. And again, there is no treatment for it. There is only repentance and God's grace, and you have to hold yourself from watching. So I am not saying if you watch one time you are an addict, but if you are watching every day and you start cutting school, and that's why I said I don't like the phones after 10, 11 p.m. inside the bedroom. Parents, your kids want boundaries. If you don't watch for them now and then they get married and they hurt the person who is marrying to, it's not fair. I have seen people advising people to get married to stop pornography and then the marriage fail. I'm saying this and you guys are young, but if you don't watch for it from now, believe me, this is a sin that can affect on earth and in heaven. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed being with you this weekend. I hope to see you again. Please pray for me. And I have so many of your numbers, so I hope to see you again. Thank you.